Welcome to Faith in the Journey, the podcast that explores how ordinary kindness and steady faith carry us through life's hardest seasons. Each week we share stories of people who meet everyday struggles with quiet courage. Today's episode is called The Repair Shop. It tells the story of Marcus and Aisha, two tradespeople whose simple, steady habits help a modern neighborhood hold together. Marcus swept the shop each morning before the sun could warm the shop sign. The broom made the same slow arc across the concrete, clearing away yesterday's grit and the smallness of yesterday's mistakes. His hands knew machines the way some people know faces, the cough of a tired engine, the faint whisper of brakes that wanted to fail. For 20 years, the repair shop had been his pulpit, not carved wood and stained glass, but a place where integrity was practiced in ordinary things: honest prices, clear explanations without jargon, and a handshake that still counted. He began each day the same way: a short prayer for guidance, a quick scan of the day's online bookings, and a cup of tea with regulars who dropped by between shifts. Marcus had learned to keep up with modern life. He answered messages quickly, kept the workshop's free Wi-Fi for customers, and knew how reviews could make or break a small business. Still, his priority was steadiness. "We earn trust one good fix at a time," he told every young mechanic who passed through. Aisha arrived in summer, bright, impatient, and full of ideas. Fresh from a college course, she knew diagnostic apps, could film a neat repair clip on her phone, and loved the reach that a viral video promised. "We should be on Insta," she said. "Offer click and collect MOT checks, do same-day drop-offs. We could grow fast." Marcus liked her energy. He didn't hate social media, but he kept bringing the conversation back to basics. He taught her to call customers after a repair, to message in plain language when parts were delayed, to test a job twice before handing keys back, and to show up 5 minutes early for a booked slot. To Aisha, those things felt slow and unglamorous beside likes and followers. Marcus called them habits that paid out later. Weeks turned into months. Marcus pushed for visibility. Marcus pushed for steadiness. She set up short how-to clips. He insisted they always include the follow-up call. She introduced online booking. He taught her why a note in the physical logbook still mattered: insurance records, patterns of failure, names people trusted. Their differences created sparks, but also a useful tension: speed learning tempered by carefulness. One regular, Mr. Benson, ran a small delivery route for local producers. He depended on a battered van and a thin margin. He brought it in twice for a stuttering engine. A quick patch would have looked fine to an online customer, but Marcus took his time to find the intermittent fault in the fuel pump relay. He fixed it properly, called Mr. Benson the next morning to check it on the route, and noted the repair in the logbook and the app. Mr. Benson noticed and left a review that mattered not for fame but for trust among other local traders. Then came a night when trust mattered in a different way. A major bearing fault threatened the van's wheel. If it failed on a packed market morning, Mr. Benson would lose deliveries and customers. He rang Marcus in the small hours, voice tight. Because months of steady care had built a relationship, he didn't hesitate to bring the van and leave it in Marcus's hands. Marcus and Aisha worked through the night under LED strip lights, pausing only to scroll through repair forums for a tricky torque spec. They stripped assemblies, cleaned parts till they shone, ordered a part online that arrived at 3 a.m., and reassembled with a meticulousness that came from skill and conscience. When the van rolled away at dawn, Mr. Benson's relief was quiet and deep. He hugged Marcus like a friend, paid without haggling, and kept his deliveries that week. It's tempting to frame the rescue as the hero moment, the overnight save that looks good on a timeline. But what really saved Mr. Benson wasn't the single night. It was months of small, faithful routines: answering calls promptly, keeping clear records, digital and paper, testing repairs twice, turning up even when business was slow. Those ordinary practices built a reputation that people could rely on when crisis hit. This story sits alongside modern pressures: zero-hour shifts, app-based gigs, instant feedback from strangers online, and the temptation to chase vitality. We value visibility, and rightly so sometimes, but the Gospels keep nudging us towards faithfulness in the small: feeding neighbors, showing up, keeping promises.
Those unseen routines make people dependable when crisis hit. Aisha learned that. Her impatience didn't disappear, it matured. She kept her social feeds and booking system, but she also started the habit of sending a follow-up message, keeping a handwritten note in the logbook, and ringing older customers rather than only texting. Years later, when she ran her own small workshop, she still began the day with the same short prayer and the same slow sweep of the broom. To her apprentices, she passed on Marcus's line, "We earn trust one good fix at a time." Marcus's prayer each morning wasn't magic. It was a posture, an admission that he needed help to be the person he wanted to be. That posture, combined with repetition, shaped character. It made the shop a place where people could bring emergencies and be met by steady hands and honest eyes. So what might this look like for you today? Maybe it's replying to that persistent text from your parent instead of postponing it. Maybe it's staying for the last 5 minutes of a team meeting rather than ducking out to check your phone. Maybe it's finishing admin properly at work, or being the neighbor who collects parcels while someone's dealing with a big deadline. These acts won't trend, but they build trust. They form character. They create networks that catch people when life gets hard. Change begins small. Choose one ordinary habit this week. Return that call, offer that apology, pray 5 minutes before you start, and do it consistently. Tell someone you're trying so they can remind you. Repeat it. Let Christ shape you through tiny, faithful acts. Marcus still sweeps the shop each morning. Each sweep doesn't announce a revolution, but over 20 years, those small arcs of broom, the late-night oil, the prompt messages, and the steady practice of honest work polished a life and built a place of trust. Your small, ordinary acts can do the same. Keep showing up. Keep doing the small things. Let Christ shape your character in the everyday, always. Until next time, keep the faith and keep showing up.